Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss another topic from the some basic concept of chemistry. Okay, so let us start. It is physical and chemical change. That is the physical change, a change in which a substance change its physical state only, but keep its chemical identity. That means when a substance undergoes a change where only its physical properties got changed, there is no change in its chemical nature, then such type of change is known as physical change. For example, water freezes into ice or ice melt into water. Consider here there is only change of state from solid to liquid, but the chemical nature of the water does not change. There is no change in it. It's not a permanent change. For example, no new substance formed. That means a new substance does not come into existence. So there is no new substances formed. Mass remains constant. As you take 10 gram of H2 in solid state, that is ice, 10 gram of ice, and you put it into melting, then it melts into water. Now its mass is remains constant, that is it is also 10 gram. Likewise, the physical properties are got changed. That means solid to liquid or liquid to gas, it may be changed, but there is no change in its chemical behavior. Temporary change, that means if you try to regain the natural or the previous state, you may got easily. यानी कहने का मतलब है कि फिजिकल चेंज जो है ये एक टेम्पररी चेंज है, जिसमें हम लोग क्या करते हैं, किसी सब्सटेंस के एक फॉर्म से दूसरे फॉर्म में कन्वर्शन करते हैं. यहाँ सिर्फ और सिर्फ इसके फिजिकल स्टेट्स वगैरह में चेंजेस होते हैं, इनके केमिकल नेचर में कोई चेंज नहीं होता है. और ये चेंजेस जो होते हैं, यहाँ से कोई नया सब्सटेंस नहीं बनता है, ये जो है कांस्टेंट होता है, यानी कि इनका मास जो है वो कांस्टेंट होता है. फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टी जो है वो चेंज होता है, यानी सॉलिड से लिक्विड जाएगा, लिक्विड से गैस जाएगा, उनके जो इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस हैं उनमें चेंजेस आएंगे, लेकिन किसी तरह का कोई परमानेंट चेंज नहीं होगा. तो अब एग्जांपल से देखिए, वाटर को जब हम लोग आइस में ट्रांसफॉर्म करते हैं, यानी कि उसको सॉलिडिफाई करते हैं, या फिर वाटर को वेपर करते हैं हीट दे करके, एनर्जी दे करके, तो यहाँ पे चेंज तो हो रहा है, स्टेट ऑफ फॉर्म तो हो रहा है, लेकिन उसके किसी बिहेवियर में कोई चेंज नहीं होगा. ऐसा नहीं है कि वाटर का टेस्ट चेंज हो जाएगा आइस या वेपर वगैरह में चेंज करने पे, या फिर उसका केमिकल कंपोजिशन चेंज हो जाएगा. ये सब कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल है टर्निंग ऑन और ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिक बल्ब. यानी इलेक्ट्रिक बल्ब को हम लोग क्या करें, जलाएं या बुझाएं, ये भी एक तरह का क्या होता है, फिजिकल चेंज ही होता है. इसमें कोई परमानेंट चेंज नहीं होता है. आप स्विच ऑन करोगे तो जलेगा, ऑफ करोगे तो बुझ जाएगा. तो यहाँ पे किसी भी तरह का कोई चेंज नहीं होता है. नेक्स्ट आते हैं द केमिकल चेंज. अ चेंज इन विच अ न्यू सब्सटेंस इज फॉर्म्ड, कंप्लीट न्यू सब्सटेंस इज फॉर्म्ड इज कॉल्ड केमिकल चेंज. ओके, केमिकल चेंज. The starting material are known as reactants. That means those substances which involve in the chemical change are called reactant, and the substances which are formed after the reaction or the change are called, but they are known as product. Okay, here a new substance, complete new substance is formed, which is known as product. New substance formed, a complete new substance is formed and different from the constituent. यहाँ पे जो भी सब्सटेंस बनता है वो कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट होता है फ्रॉम द कंस्टिट्यूएंट. लाइक इफ़ यू कंबाइन हाइड्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन, देन यू विल बी फाइंड व्हाट, वाटर. हाइड्रोजन एग्जिस्ट इन गैसियस स्टेट, इट इज़ हाईली इन्फ्लेमेबल एंड बर्न इनटू बर्निंग, आफ्टर बर्निंग इट प्रोड्यूसेस वाटर. ओके, बट ऑक्सीजन डू नॉट बर्न, इट इज़ नॉन combustible, but it support combustion. Okay, it support combustion. The both exist in a gaseous state, but when we consider about the liquid water, it is exist in liquid state, not in the solid state at the room temperature. तो यहाँ पे ये जो भी चेंजेस हैं ये सारे के सारे क्या होते हैं, परमानेंट होते हैं, यानी कि ये टेम्पररी नहीं होते हैं। जब एक बार फॉर्म कर जाएंगे तो फिर ये उसी स्टेट में होंगे, दैट मीन्स दे आर परमानेंट, देयर इज़ नो चेंज अगैन। व्हेन यू फॉर्म अ केमिकल कंपाउंड देन इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू सेपरेट देयर कंस्टिट्यूएंट। Next, souring of milk. The example is what? Souring of milk and rusting of iron. The rusting of iron is an example of chemical change. That means when you changes its form, then it never turns back. That means when an iron rod get rusted, then you never change it into its previous state. So these are the examples of what? Chemical changes. Okay, now we have some केमिकल कम्बिनेशंस, लॉज ऑफ केमिकल कम्बिनेशंस। तो आइए हम लोग डिस्कस करते हैं लॉज ऑफ केमिकल कम्बिनेशंस। ओके, सो आवर नेक्स्ट टर्म इज लॉज ऑफ केमिकल कम्बिनेशन। चलिए, दिस आर द लॉज ऑफ केमिकल कम्बिनेशन। एक्चुअली the different substances combine together in a different manner. So certain laws are given by the scientist which govern actually the formation of product. Some of these laws are, one of which laws of conservation of mass, according to which during a chemical reaction the total mass of the reactant or product remains conserved. That means in a chemical reaction or in a chemical change, mass is neither created nor destroyed. That is, the mass of the reactant equals to the mass of the product. Take an example. Here, hydrogen combined with oxygen and form water. So let us consider here 2 into 2 gram of hydrogen and here 32 gram of oxygen. So the net mass 4 gram and 32 gram. So the sum of these two is 36 gram. That means the total mass of reactant. Now here it is 2 into 2 plus 16 gram, so it is 36 gram. That means the mass of product. So during the reaction the net mass of the reactant equal to the product. So here the laws of conservation of mass is followed. That means the mass of the reactant completely equals to the mass of the product. Take another example. 1.70 gram of silver nitrate taken in 100 gram of water solution and 0.585 gram of NaCl in 100 gram of H2O is added to the silver nitrate solution. So after the reaction 1.435 gram of AgCl and 0.85 gram of sodium nitrate are formed. Sodium nitrate are formed. Now the solution of this question, it is NaCl reacts with silver nitrate and forming sodium nitrate and silver chloride. Here it is 100 gram water and plus given mass 0.585 gram of NaCl with 100 gram of H2O and 1.7 gram of silver nitrate. Again, the sodium nitrate is formed, it is 0.85 gram, and the silver nitrate formed is 1.435 gram. So here the mass of the reactant side, that is total mass of reactant, is 200 gram of water, 100 gram of NaCl solution and 100 gram from silver nitrate solution. So 200 gram of water plus 1.70 gram of silver nitrate with 0.585 gram of sodium chloride. So their sum is 202.285 gram. Again, the total mass of product, it is 200 gram of water with 1.43 gram, 435 gram of silver chloride and 0.85 gram of sodium nitrate are formed. So their sum is again equals to 202.285 ग्राम. तो इनको आप ऐड करोगे तो आपको इतना ही मिलेगा. तो अब यहाँ से देखें हम लोग, टोटल मास ऑफ reactant equals to total mass of the product. So here the total mass during the chemical reaction remains conserved, that means fixed. Remember, this law followed in all type of reactions. Either it is completely combined or it is incomplete combination. Like during the complete combination, the mass of reactant equals to the mass of product. But in case the complete combination do not take place, then the total mass of reactant equals to mass of products plus mass of the unreacted substances. The reactants are of different amount then their complete reactions do not take place. At that condition, the mass of the reactant equals to mass of the product formed by the combination and the mass of the unreacted substances, that means that amount which do not involve in the chemical reactions. So this hold goods for all the condition, all the combination of the chemical reactions. Okay, now the next law of combination. तो अब हम लोग डिस्कस करते हैं law of definite or constant proportion. It was proposed by a scientist Proust. According to him, a chemical compound has always fixed composition and it does not depends on the methods of its preparation or the source from which we have obtained it. Actually, any kind of chemical compounds, the masses of the constituent elements or atoms is always in a fixed ratio. It is independent from its methods of preparation or the source from which we obtain. For example, here we prepare CO2 by the different methods. From first, it is calcium carbonate is heated, and so it is dissociated into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Again, when we heat sodium bicarbonate, it get converted into sodium carbonate water and also produces carbon dioxide. Again, when we burn carbon in oxygen, it completely combine to form what? CO2. Likewise, when calcium carbonate reacts with hydrochloric acid, then it will form carbon dioxide also along with calcium chloride and water. So finally, in these all methods we got what? CO2. So let us here consider carbon and oxygen combined together. Here 12 gram of carbon reacts with 32 gram of oxygen. 12 gram of carbon reacts with 32 gram of the oxygen. Now the ratio of their masses, it is 12 is to 32 and it is 3 is to 8, and this ratio remains always constant. Either it is formed by any of these method or it is obtained from the any source. Like during the respiration process, the also carbon dioxide is formed in our body. During the respiration of any animals, aerobic animals, CO2 is produced. So you can prepare it by any method or you can obtain it by any source. The ratio of their masses is always constant. So this is known as laws of constant proportion or law of definite proportions, and it was given by Proust. तो यहाँ पे हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि इसमें एक्चुअली क्या है कि किसी भी केमिकल कंपाउंड को आप कंसिडर कर सकते हो, उनके जो कंबाइनिंग एटम्स होंगे उन एटम्स का जो मासेस होगा वो मास हमेशा एक फिक्स रेशियो में होगा, चाहे आप इसे किसी भी मेथड से प्रिपेयर करो या फिर इसको किसी भी सोर्स से ऑब्टेन करो. इट इज़ इंडिपेंडेंट फ्रॉम द मेथड्स ऑफ द प्रिपरेशन एंड इंडिपेंडेंट फ्रॉम द सोर्स फ्रॉम वेयर you obtain the compound. Okay, so here the ratio of their masses remains always constant, and this is known as what? Law of definite proportions. Okay, now the law of multiple proportion. Laws of multiple proportion, it was proposed by John Dalton. According to him, when two elements combine together and form more than one compound, then the different masses of one element combined with a fixed mass of the other element, they are in simple whole number ratio. That means when the two elements combine and form more than one compound, for example carbon and oxygen combine together and form carbon monoxide as well as carbon dioxide. Here the mass of the carbon is fixed. In each case it is 12 gram. But in CO, that is in carbon monoxide, the mass of oxygen is 16 gram, and in CO2 the mass of oxygen is 32 gram. So here the mass of carbon in both cases is fixed. That means in CO carbon monoxide and in CO2 it is also 12 gram. So now the ratio of the masses of the oxygen in two compounds, that is 16 into 32. So it is 16 is to 32, and it will be simple whole number ratio. Likewise, take another example. Oxygen combined with sulfur and forming SO2 and SO3. Here the mass of sulfur is 32 in the both compounds, 32 gram. But the mass of the oxygen in SO2, the mass of the oxygen is 32 gram. It is 32 gram, and in SO3 the mass of oxygen is 48 gram. So now the ratio 32 is to 48, and they are also in 2 is to 3, a simple whole number ratio. So according to John Dalton, the two combining elements when form more than one compounds, then the mass of the one element is fixed and the mass of the other element is different, and their different masses are in simple whole number ratio. तो ये जो है जॉन डॉल्टन ने दिया, और उन्होंने ये बताया कि इस रूल के अकॉर्डिंग अगर दो एलिमेंट्स एक दूसरे से कंबाइन करते हैं और उनके कम्बिनेशन से मोर देन टू कंपाउंड्स का फॉर्मेशन होता है, तो उस कंडीशन में एक एलिमेंट का मास तो फिक्स होता है, लेकिन दूसरे एलिमेंट का मास जो होता है वो वेरिएबल होता है, और ये जो वेरिएबल मासेस होते हैं इनका रेशियो हमेशा सिंपल होल नंबर रेशियो, दैट मीन्स 2 is to 3, लाइक 1 is to 2, तो इस तरह के रेशियो आते हैं। आप चाहे कोई भी एग्जांपल ले लें, ओके। तो ये है लॉज ऑफ कम्बिनेशंस। देयर आर 2 अदर लॉज ऑफ कम्बिनेशंस, वी विल डिस्कस them in next video session. Okay, for today that's it. Okay, thank you.